I'm Tom Landis. I'm back here with you again from the Pacific Northwest, where I'm building a green home, and I'm in the Green River Gorge area. Last time we were together, I was talking a little bit about budget estimating. Since I did my last recording, I've been going around my community. I've been getting bid proposals, and what I've found is that I've got high, low, and in the middle kind of bids. And it's kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You know, the porridge is either too hot or too cold, and what she was looking for was just right. And that's what I'm looking for. In my bid proposals, I'm looking for just right. And this is causing me to do a bit of a cost analysis. I'm analyzing my budget, and I'm trying to create a balance. It's a balance between the art and science and technology and the money. I'm trying to create a constellation, if you will. And what this means is that I have to think about what the aesthetics of the building science is and what available products will help me reach my end result that I'm trying to achieve at a price that I can afford. So what I've been doing, I've been reading this great book by Dale Mulfinger, and the book is called Cabinology. And it's a book that Dale's written. He's also written the book The Cabin, as well as The Getaway Home. And this book keeps my thinking focused on what makes up the aesthetic of the cabin. And there's no right or wrong here. We find cabins in Minnesota, we find cabins in New Mexico, Georgia, Vermont. And every region has its own flavor. And what Dale has tried to do, he's tried to give us a sense of, you know, what all the generic things are that make up the cabin environment. And so I'm reading this, and it kind of keeps me focused on the aesthetic of, you know, what I'm trying to create here, the feel that I'm going for. And the other book that I'm reading, it's a dandy book by David Johnson. Green from the Ground Up. And David has been working on this. He's been one of the leading thinkers in green building for a decade, and he's also written a book on green remodeling. So what I've been getting from David is the science of green construction. And you know, there's a lot of folks out there. You know, the National Association of Home Builders, LEEDS, Energy Star, the National Center for Healthy Housing. All these folks are reaching for what building green means. And you know what? There's no single answer. I know that folks would like to come up with a single definition of what green is. But you know, it's comprised of 6 or 7 different elements. And what David Johnson does is very succinctly brought our attention to everything from foundation to finish, you know, available technologies, and everything is covered here. Of course, when I say everything, I mean all phases of construction. And he's trying to take a common sense approach to sustainable, healthy, energy efficient building practices. So when I say the art and science, that's what I'm doing. I'm referring to thinkers like Dale and David to guide how I budget for this house. Now, here's another project that I've been looking at. The project has to do with using this Logix insulated form system. And the projects I've been looking at have been full basements, whole house construction, crawl spaces. And these projects have helped me better understand how this insulated concrete form can be put to use on my job. So every project that I look at, the different folks have been giving me bid proposals on the use of this product. You know, it's rounding out my understanding of how I can, you know, use this to the fullest advantage on my job. And what I'm doing is I'm going to build a crawl space with this as the wall material, and it'll give me a very high R value, and I'm going to condition my crawl space. There will be no vents in my crawl space, and I will create that crawler as if it is part of the house. And if you go to buildingscience.com, there is a lot of available knowledge on this, and the folks there are very good about giving you information, answering your questions. You know, on the outside of this building, just to keep that nice cabin aesthetic, I'm going to use some of this stone. And this is a stone, right? It's called river rock, this particular type of stone. And you can see it by the cross section here. It's a manufactured product. I'm getting this from El Dorado, and that's who I've been looking at recently. There are other folks who make this, but when I'm done with my job, I'm going to put this on the outside of the building. The bottom third of my building will be covered with this. It'll give me that cabin look that I'm going for. At the same time, this is what will be behind it. It's the Logix product. So that's the kind of balance I'm trying to create. If you want a Excel spreadsheet of my budget, you can go to ownerbuilder.com and you can download my budget estimate form. At ownerbuilder.com, go to the budget estimating page, and you'll find the free download there. Come back and join me in a few weeks, and I will have more to report. Thanks, folks.